Hey everyone! So this first little loop gem improvisation I just did, I made using this. And this is a brand new NUX Dual Loop Stereo pedal, or better say, loop station. Now, when my friends from NUX sent this for review, like 1 month ago or something like this, I didn't, think too much about it. Like it's just it's a loop pedal, and to be honest, I'm not very much into the loop kind of playing stuff. But it's really so much more. I mean, this thing is really packed with so many features and stuff that it's crazy. And some of you looper enthusiasts may notice some great features that these things have if you follow that intro gem in the beginning. But we're gonna go back to that a little bit later. Now, first, let me just talk a little bit about this pedal and show you some of the features. So first of all, its build quality is amazing. It's very heavy, it's very sturdy, buttons feel great, all pots feel amazing, these top encoders feel great. And for loop pedal, it's really important that build quality is great, because you're gonna step a lot of it during performances and practice sessions and whatever. And then second of all, it has a lot of different connections or way to connect your pedal and to play around with it. So you have one input, microphone or instrument input, so you can also connect your microphone. It has a phantom power here, so second input, two outputs. It has an auxiliary in, auxiliary out, MIDI, that you can connect your external MIDI to control different kind of parameters, and also expression pedal slots. And while we are with expression pedal slot, basically they also give you this. And this is like a dual foot switch, which you can connect with this to basically extend the range of possibilities and range of control that you can, do with your, looping stuff. And basically almost every parameter can be assigned to these external buttons. And I also just want to say one more thing, that this thing, basically this dual foot switch, also comes with their Amp Academy stomp. So for some of you who maybe purchase this, you will also get this to basically extend the range of control of your device. So I like that from NUX. It's a very nice touch. Probably they're gonna, start sending it with maybe even more products. We'll see. Okay, so let's fire this thing up and let me show you some more features and what this thing can do. So some of the main highlights of NUX Dual Loop Stereo are really premium sound quality that's using 32-bit ADDA converters and 32-bit floating point processing. Then it has a 90 minutes of stereo recording time on a single track and 26 hours of stereo recording time in total. It also has a 40 rhythm presets with 640 different rhythm variations. 4 effects built in, and those are octave, booster, amp simulation, and reverb. And it also offers USB audio with loopback. So if we take a closer look to the unit, this is how it works. So on the bottom row, we have our main foot switches, which we're going to record loops, make overdubs, start, stop, etc. Then we have this button to choose between different loop modes, and there's Laze, one of my favorite features of this looper, but just be patient, we're going to get to that a little bit later. So it's AB split, AB sync, and gig mode with no drums. Then also we have drum style, as you can see here, and there's this grid here, which basically allows you to go between different, variations, strength of the particular beat and variations. And there's so many of them, as you can see. And the great thing is that you can also have 2 independent drum styles on 2 independent loops. Now, stop that. Then we have obviously our tap tempo and our save delete. It's the button which allows us to save our presets, loops on one of 99, one of 99 empty slots. So basically it can cover your whole set list. And one more thing I forgot to mention is the thing that this also, it has a huge memory. It allows you to import your own WAV files. So basically your own loops or even your own full backing tracks, and to pre-save them on some of these slots. So basically it could cover all your gig without any troubles. So very, very cool. Then on the middle row, we have basically our full mixer. We have, level for track 1, for track 2, for drum 1, for drum 2, our microphone level, and our master level. And so it's very easy and convenient, to, just adjust the levels on the go. And here we have variety of settings to choose from. So first one is obviously display, brightness. You can even set up your own boot up picture if you want to. Then recording. So do you want to to loop to go to instant record when you press the button, or detect when you start playing, or pre-beat? Then there's also dub mode. Do you want to go, when you press the button, do you want to go to record play dub or record dub play mode? Again, it's about personal preference, I guess. Then stop mode, same. Is it immediate, one shot, loop end, or even fade out, which is very cool. Then different audio paths, obviously headphones level setting. Now there's an effects, and one that particularly can be useful is an octave. So basically you can, if you play with the guitar, one loop, you can, on the second run, you can add a guitar if you, engage octave. I configure that to this external pedal. So if I engage the octave, I can imitate the bass for that particular part. So it's going to give much fuller and much nicer sound to your, final loop. So octave, just a second, sorry. Octave, boost, cab, and reverb on drums. Then what else? We have USB, so for importing your WAV files, and USB audio stream. We have our control, which in this section you can configure your control button, how it's going to behave and what exactly it's going to do. Then to configure your external foot switch, so which function you want to do, on the button A, button 2. How I've configured it's basically on button A to to engage the octave, and on button B, to start or stop drum machine. I think that's a good way to configure it. And there's the MIDI, and obviously factory reset. And now, here's my favorite feature of NUX Dual Loop Stereo. As the name says, dual loop, which means that you have basically two independent loop sections, or almost like a two looper pedals. As you could probably hear here in my intro jam, you could see that I'm recording two sections and switching back and forth between them. So it's really like having two looper pedals and seamlessly integrated and going back and forth between them. Really good for having A and B part of the song, like a verse and chorus, or for recording, or for practicing, with the two different chord progressions, practicing your improvisation or whatever. So really, there's not much looper pedals that can do this, especially, the smaller ones. They're just, simple loops, start, over, dub, stop. So yeah, that's really great. And let me show you how it works. I also mentioned that you can, set up different drum pattern on each of these two loops. So you have, really distinctive, difference between your A and B parts. So what I did here, I'm going to show you. I have my drum here. You see, drum 1 is this version of Funk 1 set. And just a second. And if we go to drum 2, you see, we're going to get this one. So, yeah, it's it. See, we have these two versions. And I mean, you could put any two, drum beats, whichever you like. I'm just going to try to record something, and I'll show you how this works. And also, I configured this additional foot switch. So on stomp A, I can engage my octave. So I'm going to do that to imitate the bass guitar, obviously, and find that really useful. And stomp B is just going to, engage or disengage the drum beat. So, okay, let's try to record something. I'm just gonna fool around a little bit just to show you how it works. So, obviously, I'm gonna engage the octave. You can hear it. Good enough, to be substitute for a bass. So I'm going to start recording and let's see what's going to happen. Now I'm going to disengage the octave. Let's just overdub. Press 1. It's going to make rhythm part. For example, if you, I don't know, play solo over it, fall around. So that's, for example, our loop number 1. Now, for example, when you're done, you're going to switch to another loop. You're going to engage other one. It's going to wait for us. And I'm supposed to be precise, but doesn't matter. And for example, again, you can improvise over it. Go back to first loop. Another room. Back to the loop 1. They're a lot of fun. And just stop this. Stop the rhythm machine. Leave the loop working. Engage it again. So yeah, I mean, a lot of fun really with it. And that feature of having 2 loops at the same time integrated with the different drum beats, that's really, I'm sold. Seriously. And beside that mode, A-B split, we have A-B sync mode, which is great for practicing, with 2 instruments or with, with guitar and the bass or with guitar and microphone, and so you can mix the volumes of loop A and B, and, drums to create, best phrases and best patterns. And I have to mention that A-B split and A-B sync mode, they're basically tied to the their recording has to be synced to the drum machine beat. That's why we have here last gig with no drums to play with 2 completely independent loops, not tied to drum machine, not tied to anything. You can just, you have no limits, but just 2 loops, to do with them whatever you want. So that's it. NUX Dual Loop Stereo. I think, just for the feature of having 2 independent loops, with a 2 independent drum machine or drum loops, and with so many, varieties between the drum loops and variation, this looper is worth the investment, let alone all other features as, loading your own loops, your own backing tracks inside, 99 preset slots, built-in effects, etc. So this thing goes for around 240 euros, I think, here in Europe. And I'm going to leave the link in the description so you can check it out more. And thank you for watching. See ya.